more on this. I'm now joined live by Maupin from the Anti-War International Action Centre Group. Caleb, welcome to the programme. So far, US officials have only given a statement calling the incident appalling. Do you expect them to take further action?
Well, when I first saw that video, I was forced to think of a lot of the people I went to high school with. You know, I grew up in a small town in Ohio, and a lot of the people I graduated with went into the military. And when I thought about that, these young men and women, they shouldn't be in Turkey. They shouldn't be around the world in military bases all over the world. They should be here in the United States. The United States is crumbling right now. The infrastructure, bridges are not secure. Water is not being purified. Hospitals are closing. Schools are closing. These military bases all around the world, these young people who genuinely want to help their country, they shouldn't be in foreign lands. They should be here in the United States doing the work that needs to be done. And, we need to think about the situation of the Turkish people. The Turkish people have a proud history of asserting their national independence and their rights with brave leaders like Kemal Ataturk and others. And how humiliating it must be for them to have foreign troops on their soil from the United States. I mean, they have a history, and the U.S. is not propping up some kind of democracy in Turkey. The Turkish state, which is a member of NATO, is very oppressive. When the people of Turkey went out to protest in Gezi Park, some of them were killed. This is a repressive state. Serena Shim, a reporter who presented the news in ways the Turkish state didn't like, she ended up dead. So, this whole situation shows the need for the U.S. to just really stop engaging in this military aggression around the world, close down these military bases, and start caring for people at home instead of pushing for war around the world.
What impact do you believe this could have, however, on Washington's relations with Ankara?
Well, I think it just really reinforces that there is real distrust and contempt for the United States around the world. Many people around the world, not just in Turkey, but in Asia, as the U.S. escalates its military presence there in the so-called Asian pivot, in Africa and other parts of the world, they don't see the U.S. as these brave liberators or cowboys coming to rescue them. They view the U.S. as a very corrupt influence on their societies, and they see Wall Street and London, the financial powers in the world, they see them as really pulling the strings behind what the Pentagon and the U.S. military does. There's a great deal of distrust and kind of contempt for what Wall Street and London have forced on the world, and I think that's something that people in the United States really need to understand. Young people in the United States, they shouldn't be fighting for democracy in Syria or fighting for democracy in Iraq or Afghanistan. They should be fighting for democracy at home. The United States has really been wrecked by a criminal cartel of Wall Street bankers and monopolists. And if we want to fight for democracy, we need to do it at home. And these young people really shouldn't be sent around the world to go places where people clearly don't want them to be. I mean, the people of the world do not want U.S. troops occupying their homelands.
Just finally, the attackers we know were from a nationalist group that's against American imperialism. Do you believe we're going to be seeing more incidents like this? And they are disturbing scenes.
Well, yes. As the global economic crisis rages and the economy gets worse, there is going to be an increasing number of people who are filled with rage at the United States and enact that rage in various ways. And when you look at that, I mean, the Turkish society is full of Turkish people who have fought for their independence. Some of them are leftists, some of them are Islamic revolutionaries, some of them are nationalists. There are very many different currents in Turkish society who don't like the influence of Wall Street and London, and don't like the fact that they're a member of NATO, don't like the fact that they're basically being used as a base area for the U.S. to attack Syria. They don't like that, and there is widespread hostility to what the U.S. is doing in the presence of U.S. troops on Turkish soil, just like there are in so many other countries. I mean, you go as far away as the Philippines. There's hostility to the presence of U.S. troops there as well.
Maupin from the International Action Centre, thanks for talking to us this hour.